Hello, Leos. Hi, this is Marta with Universal Power Tarot, and these messages we bring you today are supposed to encourage, elevate, and empower you guys. Hi, how are you? Good to see you, my beautiful Leo friends. What I was getting for you today was something that has to do with the heart. So maybe like a heart clearing, heart expansion, but something with the heart. And as I tapped myself into your energies, I felt like, ooh, it was doing one of those. So some of you may really feel low energy at this time when before you may have had an incline in your energy, and now it's like kind of there was a drop that happened. So just rest up, my sweethearts, okay? And we're gonna have a look into your current situation, the higher view over your situation, and what you can do to help yourself. The thing with the heart, there may have been some sort of a disappointment recently, but we'll look into this, okay? Let's see what wants to come out from my beautiful Leos. Interesting. This one, no, it just flipped in the pile. Ooh, okay. You have the Magician right off the bat. You're manifesting something or trying to manifest something, but I'm not so much getting the trying part, I'm getting the more you're manifesting something. You're actively trying to bring something about. You're quite powerful, you need to know this, but there could be negative thought patterns that are blocking from what you're trying to bring in, okay? And this could become quite evident in terms of feeling uncomfortable, being shown what it is that needs to go, so that, and this is where the heart can definitely come in terms of past hurt, and that may be blocking you here. And just thought patterns when it comes to that, just like in terms of it's never going to come in for me, it's never going to happen. If you're single, that relationship's never going to come in. If you're financially unstable, you're never going to be financially stable, or something along those lines. Or if you're trying to be healthy, I'm never going to be that, you know, where I'm getting towards. And that needs to go, is what Spirit says, because it's not true. It's not true. And they also want you to know that they're very present in your life. It's funny because the way this is laid out right now, Leos, is really like it's an extension. So that card may be here, but there's also light that is coming in. Here, there's that light, but the way it's laid, there's a light pattern that goes from there, right where the card is put. So they're there. It doesn't stop with you. There's more attached to this whole thing than you may believe. There's more support than you may think there is. Also from your ancestors, they want you to know this too. You may have been dreaming about ancestors, also living ancestors like mother, father, something like that. There's a dream that comes in here that was significant. What's the word? Significant, yeah. That's significant. What else for Leo? The eternity. Like right on the top of his hood, of your hood, the eternity. Like how many times you've been here, how many times you've tried this, how many times it was hard to bring about. Yeah. This I see as the internal struggle, the Five of Wands. Totally. I don't see this as something external, although of course it could reflect. But this is trying to win this thing at all costs, basically, without taking into consideration anyone or anything around. Now this is, I don't think this is how you operate in the world, Leo, at all. Your heart is way too big for that. I don't think so at all. What I do think, though, that people around you may have acted like that and may have caused that within you, may have caused like a heartache or like a hurt heart when it comes to that, because you can never understand how anyone could act like that, because you don't operate on those levels whatsoever. So it's really hard for you to understand. But it has to do with your manifestation coming in or not coming in for some reason. So maybe you need to do some forgiving work here, forgiveness work when it comes to that. Maybe it's just like aggravating you a lot, or you see those patterns a lot in people, selfishness, that sort of a thing, I want to say. And it's just like, because I'm getting kind of like a retreat with those low energies. Sometimes when we don't feel so good, Leo, we retreat and then we're just by ourselves, which is a really good idea, I feel like, to just retreat from any of those energies and just to be like, I'm going to be with myself for a while and sort things out. That's a good idea, I think, here. This one, no. This one, yes. This one, no. This one, yes. Yeah. So funny because they don't seem to be going together, those cards. Because it's such a contrast. 5 of Wands, and then you have the Knight of Cups, which is like the ultimate lover card, I want to say. The ultimate I'm so in love with you type of situation. Oh, okay, got it. In a minute, I'll get to that. Oh my God. So this is one that comes in that could be romantic, which this card very much indicates, but it could also be like a friendship where you think, my God, the people are so awesome, or this person's so awesome, because that's how they represent themselves. Because there's such a strong contrast to the 5 of Wands and then the Knight of Cups here, right? Because it's literally the knight in shining. That's how they present themselves. But with the 9 of Wands coming out here, it's really like they are hurt themselves, and so they are not the Knight of Cups, I want to say. They're not that. They present that image to the world. That's why I'm saying that doesn't fit at all to me in this reading. Sometimes, and if you don't know this about my style of reading, I read very intuitively. So the cards aren't always what their meaning is. I don't read reversals, although a reversal could apply here, I'm thinking. But it's really like, it's so weird, such weird energies. In terms of, what the hell are you doing, mate? Seriously, not you, the other person. It's just like, what are you doing? Why are you presenting this image to my beautiful Leos when that's not what you are, when that's not what you're actually ready for? I see this also in terms of getting attention. You know, when someone, almost like love bombing, I want to say, something that a narcissist would do, or something, you know, you're seeing they're putting their best foot forward. And when it comes to love bombing, because it almost has that energy where it's just like they're totally like bringing you gifts, they're doing all sorts of romantic things for you. If this is a non-romantic friend that you met, then they're doing all the right things, you know, you're just like, wow, they're amazing. And then all of a sudden you realize, oh, so you may have come into a realization here, and that may throw you back in a certain thought pattern where it's sometimes this happens when we think that when one person acts like that, we're so disappointed that it automatically reflects on the rest of people, because it's just like when you're starting off with being disappointed with people in general and you have a hard time making connections anyways, then that can very much throw you back, like one step forward, 2 steps back type of a situation, much like when you're climbing a volcano. Like that last little bit is what they're reminding me of. I once climbed Mount St. Helens years ago, and it was exactly like that. You take one step, and because of the ashes that are still there, you're sliding back. So it takes a huge amount of effort to climb that last little bit. What's going on with my throat? Excuse me. Some of you may not have. I'm also getting the energy from you of not bothering anymore with that type of energy, like get lost type of energy. I can't bother with you. Because I think you're very well aware of that behavior of whoever that person is to you. I feel like I need to draw more cards here. Yes, okay. We're moving along with light workers, light seers. For Leo, please, what do you have? Some of you like to be creative, like wood carving or carving in general, if that's interesting. Or maybe clay, something like that. That's a good idea. Like, keep yourself, do things that you like to do, Leo, currently, that are yours. I feel, you know, you are represented by the Strength card, right? So you have a tremendous amount of courage, of strength, of heart energy. So I'm sure you'll get through this. There's no doubt in my mind, because you're strong as hell. And so it's like, boom, you have fire to you, that's for sure. And so I think you've been, and I'm feeling you've been through lots of these situations already, like I said. So there's this general disappointment maybe in humanity and how humans act. At the same time, seeing traits of that in yourself, maybe, which is logical. It makes a lot of sense, because when we see that around ourselves, and we have that around ourselves enough, we sometimes adopt traits like that, or thought patterns that then would keep you from the manifestation here. Tower. Yeah, something coming in, maybe even that person or came in, depending on where you are on your timeline. And I recently explained that the Tower is actually something hugely positive, because this is Spirit lending you a helping hand, being like, you can't do this on your own. We see that you've been struggling. Let us help you. And so something is breaking away. And when you're seeing it from that perspective, that person may be coming in just to help you with this. Do you understand? So this is actually not as black and white as we initially perceive it to be, where one person's good and the other one's bad. It's really not like that. It's they're coming in to help you with this process, and it feels like an agreement that you two have had before, maybe just touching base for a brief time, and then for you to tap into those energies and to resolve them. And this is definitely not your first Tower. Like, I can see you've been really going through it, and Leos definitely have been going through it, like from the readings and from what I can see. Definitely. So you just know what's going on. You seem to be very connected here, Leo, for sure. It's just coming in and you're just like, ah, okay. It's that type of energy, but I'm really feeling like a lower energy with you, which sometimes happens, right? When we're exhausted, we just our energy becomes low. It's just like a battery. When we're being drained, that's what that is. I really feel you should recharge yourself. This one, no. This one, yes. Fantastic. Oh, actually, in this one, yeah. The Empress and Strength. So the Empress is actually the manifestation come in. That's what I thought at first, like with the Magician, because it's number one. Then number two is the High Priestess, who is here too, or has been here. I just put her back in the deck because they said no. But that is the manifestation coming in, and this time for the highest good of all, not just because that's what I want, but for the highest good of all. So I'm assuming your manifestations are going that way too, Leo, where it's very clear the type of intention you're setting for the world. Maybe you're really manifesting something more in tune with the age of Aquarius, and there you are showing up in your own reading, like we said, with the Strength card. From strength to strength, I want to say. I feel you haven't been catching many breaks lately. And we have that infinity symbol too that I need to show you. So he has it on his hoodie and she has it on her arm. And so, definitely not your first rodeo. Some of you may have actually gotten a tattoo that signifies that for you. That signifies that, you know, that keep going type of a spirit. Something that signifies that for you, that courage, like never give up or something like that. Or maybe you've written it somewhere. Sometimes, you know, we draw on our skin too without that being a tattoo, but it still has meaning and signifies something. I just feel, wow. I just feel your heart has hardened a little bit, or has almost, when you're at that point where you feel a little bit numb, because it's just like, whatever, like disappointed with the world that keeps coming in, disappointed with people that keeps coming in. Animals may play like a huge role in your life, where it's just like, at least they're honest, at least they're there, at least they'll let you know exactly, they're not deceitful. You know exactly, if they don't like you, they bite you. And you're just like, okay. If they like you, you know exactly what that feels like also. It's just, not deceptive. They don't put on a show like humans would. Oof, death and rebirth. Wow. Scorpionic energy. Wow, you have so many major arcanas. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 major arcana out of 8 cards. So there's definitely something going on, a huge death and rebirth process when it comes to that. And I think it's gonna aid your manifestation here hugely. Whatever you're trying to bring in is actually gonna turn out to be a blessing here, my dear Leos. Okay, we'll take it over to the extended. This one, no. Yeah, we'll take it over to the extended, over to Patreon. It's $11.11 a month, not just for this extended, but for all the extendeds created within that month and for anything that was already created. There's also a really cool workshop over there that I highly recommend, the Rauhnächte, especially like when we're in these stages. That can give us a real leg up. Is that how you say it? I think so. So that could really be beneficial and helpful to you. It's also, you usually do it at, on the 25th of December, so just around Christmas, and then for 12 days. This is a 12-day workshop, and it's very beneficial in clearing the energies and setting up a new intention, which I feel could be very beneficial here for you. If you want to check that out, my friends. Okay, that's it. The link down below will take you to Patreon. If you would like to have a private healing reading with me or a higher guidance coaching call, which is a one-on-one Zoom session with your guides, my guides, and there's a lot of channeling, card pulling, whatever you need in this moment, energy healing, yeah, just reach out at universalpowertarot@gmail.com. Thank you for being here, Leo. I really appreciate you, and we'll take it over to Patreon where we'll pull more cards that will be helpful to you and your situation. All right, thank you. Bye. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.